Namaste. Welcome to Yoga Strong with Tony Menard. Let's go ahead and get started for a nice 30-minute lower body flow. So go ahead and come to the top of your mat, standing nice and tall. And we're going to find mountain pose. So feet are going to be about outer hip width. Lifting and spreading your toes, activating those arches to lift. This is called Pada Bandha in yoga. And then bringing the shoulders down and open. And then we want to find a gentle arch in the back and in the back of the neck, bringing the ears right over the shoulders. From this, I want you to imagine a string tied to the top of your head, pulling you up towards the ceiling, and feel the vertebrae literally spreading apart, separating, reclaiming that length in the spine that we tend to lose as we age. And now we're going to go ahead and close our eyes. And as we inhale, we're going to lift our palms towards the ceiling, stopping where you feel stuck. And then as you exhale, flip your palms down, bringing your hands to your side. Start to breathe in and out of your nose if that's accessible to you. Making these breaths last as long as you can. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, breathing, bringing the arms to your sides. Let's do one more like this. And now we're going to continue this for 3 more. And this time, try to make your exhales last as long as you can. So inhaling up. Slowly exhaling through the nostrils or a tiny little hole in the mouth, making it last. And inhaling up. Exhaling down. Last. One more. We're going to end with namaste hands. Inhaling, lift. Bringing your palms together, slowly exhaling, hands to your heart. Opening your eyes. And at the top of your mat, you're in mountain pose, just like me. Again, toes are lifting and spreading, feet are straight. Find gentle arch in the back of the neck, and lengthen the spine. Lengthen the spine. As we inhale, I want you to lift your arms, keeping them straight, and just stop where your shoulders start to shrug up. Pull them back down and stop there. That's your range of motion. And then exhale, we're going to bend the knees and we're going to bend at the hips, not the back. See how my back stays straight? Let your head drop and hang over your thighs here. Just let everything hang. Sway, release. And then halfway lift, sliding up the shins. Again, see that straight back. Exhale, fold, keeping that straight back. Plant your hands, step back to downward dog, and start to walk your dog. And that just means you're bending one knee and then the other, getting used to being upside down, releasing your neck. And then come down into tabletop. Knees under hips, hands under shoulders. Sorry, I'm going to move my hair out of the way. All right, we're going to engage the core. Pull your belly away from the floor. We're going to tuck the toes. And as we exhale, we're going to round the spine, lifting, kind of tuck back. And then inhaling, bringing your heart forward, arching the back. And continue to flow. 3 more cat-cows. And then meet back in the center. And I want you to find a neutral spine. So you're not arching, you're not rounding, you're right in the center. Untuck your toes. Bring right arm forward, left leg back. Lift as high as you can and then lower that left hip so your hips are square. And then switch side. And switch. So you're lifting the leg, but you're lowering the hip so it's square. And just keep breathing. We're not really doing vinyasa. We're not flowing with the breath. Let me scoot back here. Keep breathing. Let's do one more set. I really want you to find your back bend here without lifting that hip. And switch sides. And release. Come onto your fist for a moment and just wag your tail back and forth. Catch your breath. We're going to bring hands under shoulders, knees under hips. We're going to bend the elbows without bringing them out to the side. So keep them in slightly. Bend and push. Bend and push. Keep your belly engaged. You can also do this at the wall or a kitchen sink. We're going to do one more and we're going to hold it for 3 breaths. Shaking's a good sign. Woo! And release. If you have it in you, come into downward dog. Otherwise, just meet us at the top of the mat. Take a few breaths here. As you're in downward dog, pull your shoulders away from the ears. Bend your knees to bring your hips back and up. See that nice upside down V? And walk it in. And we want to come wide legs, bent knees. We want to come up halfway so we come up with a straight back. And then all the way up. And let's come into a big heart opener. Lift the heart. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Lift. Lengthening the spine. And shake it out. All right. Let's go ahead now and come into our warrior one. We're going to bring the right foot back, heel down. We're going to bend that front knee. And I want you to bend it as much as you can, but keep that heel pressed down for warrior one. See how my feet are about hip width apart? We're going to press into that heel, bend that knee, maybe lift the front toes. We're going to bring the arms out front without the shoulders lifting, without bending the arms. Just go till you feel stuck. And we're going to take 3 slow breaths. Saw in and out of your nose if you can. Or a tiny little hole in your mouth. Smile, tricking your brain. Now we're going to come into humble warrior. So you're going to bring your arms into airplane. You're going to fold so that your torso is parallel with the floor. You're going to feel it in this leg. Keep that back heel engaged. Lift your ribs. 3 breaths. Belly's lifting away from the thigh. Humble warrior. Feel the weight in the front leg. Slowly come up. Slowly. Step it out, shake it out. Big cleansing breath. Let's get that other leg. Left foot steps back, heel presses down. Feet are about hip distance. Let's bend the knee as much as we can, and then bring the shoulders over the hips. Lift your chest so you're not pinching that spine. Arms up without the shoulders. 3 breaths. Again, you can lift your front toes for more challenging, or toes. Press into that back heel. Slow breaths. It's about 30 seconds. So that's 4 breaths, that's fine. Arms out, humble warrior. Come as low as you can without lying on your thigh. Lift your ribs. 3 breaths. Back heel is still engaging down into the floor. Maybe your front toes are lifting. Your ribs are definitely lifting. Slowly rise. Shake it out. Woo! Let's do some hip circles. Toes are kind of going out, feet are wide. Make a circle with your hip as you breathe. Letting it out of the mouth. That's called cleansing breath. And reverse. Shake out your wrists. Actually, let's come into namaste, pressing from the bottom of the wrist to the fingertips, giving your wrist a break, and strengthening them at the same time. And shake it out. We're now just going to do a warrior 2 to side angle warrior. So come with your feet wide. If you have trouble balancing, step this foot back slightly. Your front foot, it doesn't have to be perfectly straight. It can be catty corner. As long as when you bend your knee, it stays in line with the middle toes. Excuse me. It doesn't go over to the big toe. Now we're going to bring our shoulders over our hips. See what I did there? We're gonna open up to the center without letting that knee follow. And then we're gonna take this left hip, tuck it in, okay? See what I did there? Arms out to side, hug your shoulder blades into your back pocket. Come onto the pinky toe side of that left foot. Look at whatever dristi you wanna look at. 3 slow breaths. Feel, the more you bend, the deeper you go into this, but try not to lean your torso forward. Slow breaths in and out of your nostrils, which is your ujjayi breath. Or a tiny little hole in your mouth, works just as good. All right, now hands to your shoulders, or act like you're carrying a beach ball. Side angle warrior. Now notice I'm not tilting towards my leg. I'm opening up. 3 breaths. Feel the weight in this leg. Might be 4 breaths, that's okay. Slowly come up, let's switch sides. Warrior 2 on the other side. See how my torso is totally straight. Shoulders hug down. Look at your dristi, whatever it is you want to look at. Now, shoulders, hips, or beach ball is the most challenging. Side bend, not forward bend. Again, look at whatever dristi you want to. Feel the weight in the front leg. Core is working to keep you up. This is yoga strong. Not relying on joints, but rather muscles. Come back up. Walk your feet in. Let's find a nice heart opener. Lift. I want you to bring your shoulder blades together. Squeeze without lifting the shoulders. Lift your chin. Release and shake it out. Woo! Let's take a big cleansing breath with namaste hands. And again. One more. Let's flow down, or you can just meet me on the floor. We're going to go to our belly. If you want to flow, inhale, lift the arms without the shoulders. Exhale, fold at the hips. Halfway lift. Fold, and downward dog. And then come down to your knees. And then we're going to come onto our back. So go ahead and come onto your back. And we're going to go ahead and do our bridges now. And then we're going to go to our belly. I know I said to meet me on my belly, but let's do the bridges first. So I want you to bring your arms where you won't use them. Out to the side or overhead, palms up. I want you to come onto your heels, lifting your toes. Squeeze your glutes from that squeeze. Lift. Exhale, slowly lower. Bring your feet down. Back to your heels, squeeze the glutes, lift. Exhale, slowly come down. Relaxing everything. Let's do 4 more, slow with the breath. Don't let your knees splay out. Never turn your neck in bridge as I just did. And 3 more. Working those glutes. Take a big breath and a pause. This last one we're going to hold. Come onto your heels, squeeze the glutes. Don't let your knees splay open. Lift as high as you can for 3 reps. One more slow, steady breath. Slowly release. And do some windshield wipers back and forth slowly with the breath. Maybe turning your head to look opposite direction. And then roll onto your belly. All right, here we go. We're going to work those glutes. We're going to stack our hands and either come to your chin or your cheek. I'm going to just stay like this so I can look at you guys. And we're going to work our glutes. This is actually better for your glutes than even chair pose, believe it or not. We're going to bend our right knee. We're going to lift our right thigh without lifting the hip. So don't lift the hip. And come back down. And again, my foot is relaxed. My hips are both pressing the ground. Release. Let's do 4 more. Just keep breathing normal. Now I'm just going to move this hand so you can see me. Come back down. And again. Come back down. 2 more. Again. Come back down. This one we're going to hold for 3 breaths. So lift it without lifting that hip. That hip stays down for 3. 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. And release. And let's do some windshield wipers on our belly. And we're going to get that left knee. Same thing on the other side. Lift without lifting the hip. Don't twist to the side. Lower and lift. Lower and lift. Lower and lift. Looks like we're doing nothing, but you're feeling it. Keep that foot relaxed. Lower. 2 more. Lift. Using that left glute, keeping your hips square, pressing into the mat. Release. 1 more for 3 breaths. Woo! And windshield wipers. Yeah. All right, let's just do some locusts right here. We're just gonna bring our arms to our side with our palms up. Face comes to the mat. Press into your pubic bone. Lift legs, lift chest, lift hands. Maybe your neck, unless that hurts. And exhale, come down. Relax everything when you come down. Let everything go. And press into the pubic bone to lift, into that bow, that back bend. And lower down. And lift. Lift the legs, lift the chest, lift the arms and the chin if that's possible or accessible. Come back down and lift. And lower. 2 more. Lift. Legs, arms, chest, head, lower. 1 more. And let's do this, y'all. Let's do this for 3. And 2. And 1. And release. Windshield wipers. And onto your back. Whew, baby. Let's get some windshield wipers on our back. We're going to keep our right knee bent. We're going to straighten our left leg. We're going to lift it up, but just barely lifting it up. Almost hovering. Okay? And turn it out to this left side. And come back down into the center. Make sure if your back is arching like this, kind of gently press it into the mat. And lift that leg just to hover. See, just barely out to the side slightly. And back in the center. And again, slightly lift, slightly turn out. And release. 2 more. Slightly lift, slightly turn out. And release. Take a big breath before that last one. Hover out to the side for 3, pressing your back towards the mat, just to protect it. 2 more breaths. In and out of the nostrils, or a tiny little hole in your mouth. Making it last. 1 more. Leg is shaking. And release. Let's go to the other side. Just barely hover. Turn out to the right side. And lower. Just keep breathing. I'm counting. Hover out. And release. Hover out. And release. Halfway there. Hover out. If you lift too high, it's easy. You want to lift just hovering, turning it out to the side till it feels like your leg is heavy and hard to hold up. That's when you know you've got it. Release. Keep that back pressing into the mat again if your back hurts in any way. And hover and lift out to the side. And release. 2 more. Hover out to the side. If you feel like you're too high, lower it. See, there, that's where it is for me. Nice and heavy. Feels hard to hold up. That's when you know you've got it. Release. Big breath. Last one. Hover. Find that sweet spot out to the side. And 3 breaths. In and out of the nose if you can. Or a tiny little hole in the mouth. Last one. Whew, release. Let's bring our left foot into pigeon, which is a figure 4. Looks like that. We're going to take our left fist. We're going to push against it. And then I want you to push back with your leg and hold that. And release that. Let's do that muscle activation pigeon again. This will actually stretch your hips because it strengthens the muscles that enable the hip stretch that you need. Release. If you're interested in more of this, just look up Yogi Aaron and resist. Release. And that's the male spelling, A-A-R-O-N. And again. And release. 2 more. Release. This last one, we're going to give it our all. We're going to try to keep this foot relaxed, and we're going to give it our all for 3 breaths. Release it and switch sides. We got that figure 4 again. Using your right fist, push against, resist back, relax the foot. Release. And again. Release. And again. Release. And again. Release. Last one, we're going to give it our all. We're going to come to our edge. We're going to relax that foot and resist for 3 slow breaths. Take your time, maybe 4 breaths, that's okay. Maybe 2 if you've got great breath control. The only competition is yourself. 1 more breath. And release. Hug in those knees. It feels so good. Start to draw a circle on the ceiling. Slowly getting bigger with that circle. Stretching out the back. Breathing with it. And reverse that. And then we're going to bring our feet towards the ceiling. Straight up. We're going to tuck our toes down, 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 lift our heels up. Bring our toes towards the wall behind your head. And hold that for 3 breaths. Again, using muscle activation to release muscles. It's a much safer, stronger stretch. That's why it's called Yoga Strong. And then we're going to come into a kind of modified happy baby. It's more relaxed. We're not using our hands to force the stretch. We're going to bring our knees towards the floor, our heels up, and our toes down for 3 breaths. And then we're going to straighten our legs, do the same thing. Toes down, heels up, walk your toes to the wall behind you, lift up and hold for 3 as you pulse. If this hurts your neck, support your neck. Let it hang in your hands and just pulse from your core. And then we're going to hold. Again, if you need to support your head, let it hang in your hands. Lift your buttocks off the floor as you do this. 1 more breath. And release. Hug it in. Rock it out. I'm going to bring my bent knees, feet to the floor, knees fall in, arms out for Shavasana. Or of course you can straighten your legs. This is a little more gentle on the back. And let's close our eyes and just notice the breath coming in and out of your nostrils. Just notice it, just feel it. Sensing the breath in the back of your throat. Experiencing the breath in the chest, rising and falling. The ribs, breathing out and in. And then the belly. Feel the belly rising and falling. Pause the video, stay here a little longer. Or take a nice deep stretch, hugging your knees, roll to your sides, sit up. Namaste. Thank you. Have a great day, yogis.